We're going to be learning some really interesting English today from some real English signs that I have seen. Let's go! Advertising signs in particular are always filled with really interesting idioms, phrases and wordplay. So if you're looking to reach C2 level, I think signs can be very helpful. The first sign I want to show you I saw on a train. Relax and recharge. There's a socket for charging devices just in front of you. Now this sign is referring to a power socket, a place where you can charge your phone or your laptop. But they very interestingly use the word recharge, and when you put it together with relax, it can have two different meanings. So if I say to you, oh, I just need to relax and recharge, I can be talking about my battery. So obviously we charge batteries. I need to recharge my phone. I need to charge my computer. I need to give it some energy. But if I need to recharge, I need to give myself energy. Maybe I need to go on holiday and just recharge, find some energy again because I'm working too hard. So on this sign, they are saying when you are on the train, we want you to relax, recharge, and charge your phone and your laptop. So it's kind of got two meanings. Now, the next sign I saw at the train station. Got your hands full? Use the lifts to prevent escalator accidents. So this sign is advising people to take the lifts or the elevator in the US. It's saying if you've got lots of things in your hands, take the lift, because if you take the escalator, you might fall. Now this sign uses the phrase to have your hands full literally. It's saying if you have your hands full, if you have lots of things in your hands, don't take the escalator. But we can also use to have your hands full in a different way. We can use it to mean you've got a lot of things to do. You have a lot of tasks that you need to do. You have a lot of responsibilities. Maybe you have 3 children, a dog, and 2 jobs. You have your hands full. You have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things you need to do. What about this sign? Do you know what this phrase means? It is crunch time. What on earth does that mean? If someone says it's crunch time, it means it's a point where we have to take real action. Maybe we have to do something difficult. Maybe we have to make a really important decision. But this time, this point is very, very important. It is serious. We have to take some real action here. Okay, everybody, the deadline is in 1 hour, so it's crunch time. I want everybody working as fast as they can. What about the idiom on this next sign? Do you know what it means? So if someone is seeing red, they are getting very, very angry. If you say that someone saw red, you are saying they went completely crazy. They were so angry, like you've never seen them be that angry. So to see red means to be extremely angry. Next up, we have this sign, which simply says, take it outside. Again, this sign is referencing a common English phrase. So if we say, take it outside, we are normally referring to some kind of argument or disagreement. So I don't know in what context you might need this, but if 2 people are about to fight or whatever, you might say, hey, take it outside. Don't fight inside.
Let's take it outside.
Now this sign says the key to more. And I just think that's a useful thing to know. The key to something. It means the answer to. So the key to losing weight is eating less and exercising more. That is the way to do it. The key to enjoying learning English is subscribing to Smashing English. Next up, we have a very British phrase. So have a look at this sign. It says, bits and bobs. I saw this sign in a museum. I went to a museum and there were so many useful signs. So the next couple of signs are all from this museum. Bits and bobs simply means lots of things that are not related, small things that you put together and they don't really make sense as a collection. I really like this next one. If I heard an English student using this phrase, I would think, woo! Ooh, okay. Unsung heroes. Ooh, lovely. Unsung heroes. An unsung hero is someone who does something very important, amazing, impressive, helpful, but no one really knows who they are. They don't get all the glory. They don't go on television and say, it's me, I'm the hero. They just do it quietly and nobody knows their name. Next up, we have this sign. Birmingham shows off. To show off means to be very proud and to really want everyone to see how great you are, or how rich you are, or how amazing your car is. So showing off is trying to get lots of attention for something. So maybe I want to show off because I can sing. Now this next one is interesting because they've taken a common phrase but used it literally. So it says, please take a seat. That's quite common. We say that all the time. It just means sit down. Please take a seat. It's a formal way of saying sit down. But literally in this museum, you had to take a seat. So you actually physically had to take it and go take it to where you want to sit. So usually when we say take a seat, we don't mean take a seat, we just mean sit down. But here you can see that it literally means take a seat. Now you might have heard this one before. The elephant in the room is something that everyone is aware of, but nobody wants to talk about it. So everyone is very aware of a situation or something difficult, but nobody wants to talk about it. So you will hear people saying, I think we should address the elephant in the room. I think we should talk about it. Next up, we have tough stuff. I like that. Tough stuff. You will often hear people saying something like this. I'm made of tough stuff. It means I'm tough. I'm not weak, I'm not fragile, I'm made of tough stuff. I can handle difficult situations. I can go through hard times. I am not weak, I'm made of tough stuff. In opposition to this, we have fragile. Protect from all elements. Fragile is the complete opposite of tough stuff. Fragile, like a glass or a beautiful vase. It's fragile, be careful. And it says protect from all elements. We often refer to different types of weather as elements. So wind, rain, snow, frost, they are the elements. So protect this from all elements. Don't let it be in the rain. Don't let it be in the wind, in the snow. What about this sign? Quantity and quality. Now these are two words that are often used together. Sometimes we might say something like this. Quality over quantity. Quality is more important than quantity. So what we're doing there is making a comparison between quantity, the amount of something, so the quantity is 5 or 6 or 7, versus the quality. How good is it? How valuable is it? Oh, this next one is good. I like this one. So this sign says, back in my day. Back in my day. Now, you would probably only use this if you were older. So young people don't really say this because it means when I was young or in the past. Back in my day, we survived without the internet. This next one is interesting. It says, burn calories, not electricity. Take the stairs. This was a sign I saw next to a lift, next to an elevator. So I just want to draw your attention to the verb burn. It's just an interesting use here. So when we eat food, we get energy. And then if we exercise, we use that energy. So we're burning it. So we can burn electricity, burn calories. It's just an interesting verb usage. This next one I find interesting because of the in need of a. So what they're saying is, do you need a coffee break? But the way they've phrased it is, in need of a coffee break? Now they could have said, are you in need of a coffee break? That's the full phrase. But to make it sound more casual, to make it sound less formal, they've taken away the beginning and just said, in need of a coffee break. So it sounds less formal. This sign was in front of a shop that was closed and it said, we're having a makeover. Having a makeover means changing your look, maybe changing your hair, changing your clothes, changing the paint on the walls. It just means having a completely new look and looking better. This next sign was on a similar board. It was another shop that was being developed and we couldn't see what was inside. And it said, something special is cooking. Birmingham, you're in for a treat. And I believe it's a shop that sells cooking equipment. So that's why they've said something special is cooking. Because when we say that something is cooking, it means it's in development, it's being made. So it doesn't always mean food. If we say, ooh, we're cooking up something special or something very exciting is cooking, it just means it's being made, it's in development. Then it says, Birmingham, the city, you are in for a treat. That just means something great is coming for you. So a treat, something really, really nice, something amazing. So if you say you are in for a treat, it means you will have a treat. I really like this next one because it uses alliteration. Please pardon our patchy paint. I love all those I love it. Please pardon our patchy paint. So to pardon just means to forgive. So this sign says, please pardon, please forgive our patchy paint. If something is patchy, it's not smooth. So the paint isn't all over, it's just in parts. So they're saying, look, we are currently painting and renovating, so please forgive us if it looks a bit messy. And there we have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please press subscribe. Or if you want even more from this channel, you can become a member by clicking the join button. You get 2 live streams a month. You get a PDF for every single video and you get videos 4 days early. So click the join button if you want all of that. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Ta-ta!